Pick 'em, clip 'em, and light 'em, boys. Deadwood Tobacco's about to blow some smoke. Introducing the lineup for tonight. Your pretty boy and host, the always handsome Pierce. The freestyle and visionary of Deadwood Tobacco, Wild Bill. Introducing the newest addition to Deadwood Tobacco, Low Down Gritty Grimes. Welcome back to the Deadwood Tobacco Company Blowing Smoke Podcast. Thank you for tuning in for our second edition? Yeah, we'll do the second edition. First, we're going to do a pick a smoke and light 'em. So, boys, let's get smoking. I know we've all been waiting here for a little bit to do this.
It's like a very, slow commercial.
It is a really slow commercial.
When you hear the flame coming across the Rockies into South Dakota.
When you hear the flame, that's when you know the good shit's starting.
I mean, the sugars are caramelizing.
Yeah.
Grimes like, what do you mean caramelizing? I'm toasting the fuck out this thing.
The whole thing unraveled on me, but that's okay.
Just unfiltered, just lighter sounds. I am Handsome Pierce, your host tonight. Thank you for tuning in again, guys. I got Wild Bill here off to my left-hand side.
That's me.
And I got Grimey Grimes off to my right-hand side.
What's going on, everybody?
There we go.
It sounds like a song. What's going on, everybody?
So we did talk about Grimes, I think, on the last episode. And then, so I kind of wanted to bring up, to start off with, if you guys don't mind, curating the staff. So we had a little bit of a hiccup here for a while, and then I don't know, some ins and outs, and then Grimes finally came on staff. Bill, what do you think curating the staff really means in accordance with our whole business thing? Curating the staff is probably one of the most important things at DTC. You want to let everybody know why?
Reflectional pause is very quiet.
Of course.
Well, that's a funny term, curating staff. I never heard of that before until we discussed that in the meeting the other day. However, I don't even like the term staff.
No?
Nah.
The
But
cast?
I get what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Because I use a different word. I use the word team.
Okay.
So if we're going to curate a team, we got to find functionality in this team where everybody's individuality can move forward in a way that doesn't suffocate somebody else.
Okay.
And we do that through a series of steps. So most of the people think the job one, like you did, coming in was simply twisting bottle caps.
Right.
No.
Right. I mean, that came as a 24-year bartender that thought because there was a bar there. I mean, I was quickly, told differently and learned the difference.
Come out from behind the bar. That's not a safety zone.
Well, that took me another 3 months to do that, but...
So we will educate you on what a cigar is, and we'll get you comfortable with that, so that way you start fleshing out. If you come out running all over the place, you're going to step all over the broken glass and make a lot of noise.
Right.
And you're going to fall down and cut yourself, and that's going to hurt. And sooner or later, the team is going to be tired of picking you up.
So, okay, so curating in my mind is like putting together the perfect thing. Like curating at a museum or whatever, that means you're going to have this picture flow into this picture, this artist flow into this artist. You're curating the perfect kind of thing. And I know that
think of it like an equalizer.
Okay. Yeah. The great equalizer?
Well, when you see an equalizer like there by your kneecaps, you see the colors going up and down at all different times. Certain things are creating certain noises.
Yep.
And certain things are creating the melodies and the strengths when there needed to be melodies and strengths. And that's what we do at DTC from each individual person, from what we'll lead into in a second, which I know is more the juiciness of what you're asking when we get Grimey Grimes on. But by curating, it's not just picking a puzzle piece.
Right.
It's more than that. It's the person carving out their own puzzle piece to fit and only bringing their talents out and not having necessarily a falsehood, because that'll get exposed by somebody that's producing a truth.
Well, right. And for the people that don't know that are listening at home, it took, I mean, Ethan's been there for what, 6 years now, Ethan?
Oh, man, something like that.
Yeah, 6 years. Stash, 3, 4, did we think about last time?
Going on 4 now.
Okay, 4. Bill's been there almost 5. I've been there for a year. Grimey Grimes has been there for a little bit.
About almost going on 3 months now.
3
In
months.
actuality, let's set
Rico.
the record straight, homeboy.
Mhm.
As a rep, I've been coming to DTC since 2007.
Right.
There's only one person, but she hasn't been here in a couple of years that's been coming to DTC longer than me, and that's Christine.
Right. And there's no naysaying on that.
So let's just we're going to give my time and grade his due justice.
That being said, and that kind of on the side, when you took over, that was kind of the start of
That was
making-
almost 4 years ago.
almost 4 years ago. So making the right staff.
April
So
Fool's Day.
all I'm saying is, from staff, the oldest member of the continual staff being Ethan until now, it's taken 6 years to curate the setup that we have right now with the people that we have involved.
Yeah, because basically it's something. It's not an easy thing to do. It's an easy thing to understand, but it's a harder thing to do. And when you're on the stage, which DTC has a lot because Deadwood puts on a bunch of events, you have to do it in a way where you're able to have a party and keep the energy up, but yet not party.
Right.
And that also leads into something after the Grimey Grimes story.
Okay. So Grimes, so you knew about the job for a little bit. I had told you a couple of times, hey man, there's an opportunity. The one thing that I reiterated over and over again is I'm not here to get you the job. I'm here to tell you about an opportunity. It's your job to get the job. So knowing back then to what you went through to now, how was your process on coming to DTC?
Wasn't expecting what I went through, but, it was some interesting steps. You come in, you were telling me about the job for a good 6 months.
Yeah.
Then you called me one day and I was like, I don't know. I'm not quite ready. Went and did something else for a couple of weeks and just wasn't happy. Decided to get a resume together and bring it in, and spoke to Ethan for about 10 minutes when I brought the resume in, and then I left. And then, within a couple hours, I got a text saying, hey, you got an interview at Wednesday at 10:30.
Right. And what did it say an interview with?
It just said you have an interview.
So
I don't quite remember exactly. I would have to go back in the text messages and see, but
Did you know what was coming when you came in?
I did not. I think you said something to me, but I wasn't quite expecting what I was coming into all 6 team members sitting there and asking 2 questions each.
Which
Or
I think,
more.
Yeah, I was going to say, which I think was like 2 to 7 questions if you take the shipping bitch into consideration on that one, because Consuela had a number of questions for you. I think like 4 or 5.
She's like a gatekeeper.
She is a gatekeeper.
She is.
She is the gatekeeper. So tell me what it was like. I mean, was it like nerve-wracking to sit down and get drilled by all 6 members? Because I know, like me, knowing you from the past, I could not look straight at you for a minute during that interview process.
Pretty much the whole interview process, my palms were sweaty, and
Were your knees weak?
my knees weren't weak though.
Mom spaghetti? Nothing?
No,
No,
nothing
he was
like
sitting
that.
down. How could his knees be weak?
But I had a cup of coffee in my hand too, so I know my hands weren't sweaty from the cup of coffee. It was from the nerves.
Yeah.
It was very nerve-wracking sitting in front of 6 team members.
But do you think it was like a helpful, I thought that was amazing kind of way to take on the whole thing, because we went through a couple here and there that were like, yeah, this person might work out, and then it kind of fizzled or whatever. And
because everybody has departments and they got tired of training. So when I was like, hey, let's hire you guys, are all like, nope.
Right.
I'm like, wait a minute, we need somebody for summertime. You guys are like, nope. I'm like, you guys are going to be stressed out. Nope.
Nope.
And I'm like, yes, you are. Nope. And the summer comes and they're like, we need to hire somebody. And I'm like, nope. I like the way this payroll's going.
Yeah, right. So, Bill, that was your idea to have the whole team interview Grimes. What was the thought process behind that? Like, he either sinks or fucking swims, or is this kind of all up in the air, or you just wanted to see fire under pressure?
It had nothing to do with the person sitting in the hot seat, as much as it had to do with each one of you individual members on the team.
It's the first time hearing that.
Yeah, because all you guys did was like, I don't like, right? So now we're going to find out what you do like.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't about who was put on the hot seat, because the only way you're coming through the door in a way in this little environment is if somebody suggests to you, because we are tight-knit.
Yep.
And if you come through that environment, no matter where you come from in any state, then you'll have that opportunity. So when you gave it to him and he came in, it wasn't about, let's see how we can mess with this new guy because he's the Army.
Right.
Let's see how you guys are going to rally around somebody that's new, because you guys are the ones that fortified the team and said, no, we're not hiring anybody. Okay.
Right.
So, all right, here we go. Let's see what you guys do.
Well, I think most of us were saying we're not hiring anybody, as in a general person. We needed to hire the right person. I think
look, I got the English degree. When you said you're not hiring anybody, I said, that's cool. No more payroll on that one. That's cool.
Very black and white on that one.
Amen.
And then Grimes, after that, once you got hired, the first day you got a big fucking huge ashtray.
He wasn't
No,
even,
that was
even
right
his
out
first
of-
day. He didn't even start.
Oh, no, that was right after the interview, wasn't it?
Well, that was right after that was right after you guys all put me to a vote when Bill.
Oh, I forgot about the vote.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you worried that somebody would be wavering like Stash did to you?
Well, you always have to have that, at least one no, or at least I'm not sure.
Right.
Stash was the for sure no, and there was a couple 11 o'clockers.
That is true. There was.
Yeah.
Pierce, you were 11 o'clocker.
I was.
And the one with 47 questions was a definite
Yes.
bell curve yes.
Mm-hmm. She's a big softie. After she asked the question, she was like, all right, fine, this little fucker might fit in.
What a cute little boy.
Okay.
He's so nice.
And now every day that he walks in there, she just takes him into her bosom and pats him on the head and says, it's okay, Grimes. You'll fit in one day.
That's right.
All right.
You do know Consuela's husband's in the back.
I do. That's kind of half the reason that I'm talking all this shit.
I thought you wanted Mountain Dew. Jeez Louise.
So the other thing about that is the whole meat grind. Wait, you had a story after that whole thing, right?
Not necessarily a story, but
Fill us with the wisdom.
the wisdom.
It's a fortuitous time.
No,
to take
it's
care
more
of us.
about it's more about before we get to that big circle called B over there on that board. The whole thing about A and Grimes' story though is because of what we do there.
Right.
You have to have something unique about yourself to fit in, right? Because everybody on the team has in some way broken their leg.
Yeah.
And been in a cast of some sort, right? So that gets exposed during the interview. Notice he didn't bring up any particular questions.
No, yeah, I was wondering kind of what his favorite question was.
Now, Grimes, let's be honest. You can't really bring up those questions. But you got to find a way to dance around the fire, because some of them can expose things we don't want exposed.
Right.
But they are pretty an arrow right to the chest, more or less.
Right.
I mean, and then once you give an answer, you get another one right behind it. You're
Right.
like, what the hell was
What's
that?
going on?
Yeah, Jesus, is this ever going to stop?
It's nerve-wracking.
I mean, you handled it decently well.
Sure.
Come on, man. Admit it. He can admit it now.
that.
He knows he failed
No.
the whole interview. Ask anybody that was there. He failed.
No, I knew once
he
I
failed.
pretty much after the first question and how I stumbled over my words, I was like, yep, I'm going to fail this interview.
Okay, if you make a Manhattan, you're not sure how to make it. What would you do? I'd embellish. We don't fucking do that here.
I didn't say.
We're in trouble here. This guy's gonna lie to us during this whole process.
Yeah, he's like, I'll fake it till I make it. And he's like, no, Bill.
We don't do that. You will learn from the books and the paperwork, because there's homework.
There is. There is.
You look similar to the way you looked in the hot seat that day right now. It's like
Well, I don't feel that way.
no?
No.
Do you feel nice and comfortable?
Yeah.
It's all gushy?
All
Yeah?
Gucci, yeah.
All good with that microphone in your face?
That's
Well,
because he's
that's
smoking.
kind of weird.
Dude, that's because he's on midnight oil.
Smoking the midnight oil.
Yep.
Chasing that dragon.
Chase.
Chasing that mid. That's right.
Dude, me and Ethan came up with a funny tagline one day about Zero and Auntie, and I never remember it. That's how
Well, that
good it
doesn't
was.
do us any good now.
No, right? It was so amazing.
I came up with $1 billion idea,
was like,
guys. Can't remember.
Zero is something, and Auntie will whoop your butt or something. It was crazy. What was it, dude? Do you remember?
Yeah, I do.
That's a good one. I mean,
Just
you're spot on.
Suspenseful right now.
That's amazing
It
shit.
had to do with Mr. Zero.
Yeah, and Auntie.
Don't fuck with Mr. Zero.
Yeah, don't fuck with Mr. Zero.
Don't fuck with Mr. Zero. Auntie will.
Auntie will kick your ass.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't fuck with Mr. Zero. Auntie will kick your ass.
Auntie will kick
That's
your
our
ass
bump-
to the midnight
That's
oil.
our bumper sticker. There you go.
There you go. ...
Whoop, whoop. There it is. Look at that. Look at that packaging.
Oh, isn't that
remarkable
beautiful?
stuff.
That is a beautiful
Jeez
thing.
Louise. Honduran. What can you
Right?
say about that?
Looks like Stash's fingerprints all over him.
Yeah. I'm
least
telling
half
you.
of 'em.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Look at that. This stuff is it's been an interesting ride along the whole way with this Deadwood Tobacco Company chasing the dragon.
So let's kind of recap on that. How did the sales go in that first week, first 2 weeks, honestly, because we talked about this on the last podcast. Which
Wait,
was
the first 2
ago.
weeks on the second go around, the first 2 weeks of the first go around.
First 2 weeks of the second go around.
All right, the first 2 weeks recently. Then we went through in the first 7 days roughly 37% of the product, which is pretty good. Pretty good when you're just dealing with one store and it's the slow cold period with no snow to go skiing.
Yes.
So we pretty much rocked it in our opinion in that aspect, pumping social media, and some people have it in their humidors right now. So we're pretty happy with what we did, and that's also lending itself to some exciting things that'll be happening down the road here this year with Chasing the Dragon that we just found out, which we'll be talking about in the big circle C on the board.
Big circle C on the board.
So-
I don't know. I think it's great that happened. When are we expecting the next go around of Dragons to kind of pop into the store?
Well, when you set this up, you have no idea what to expect.
Right.
So,
I mean, with rolling
realistically,
aside and all that.
St.
other good
Patrick's Day.
stuff. Okay.
But we know we're getting that quicker.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know exactly when, but we'll have at least double of what we got just now.
Okay.
The next go around. Between when this burns out here in the next 12 to 15 days
Yes.
till St. Patrick's Day, somewhere in that time frame it'll land.
Right.
Which is fine because they're renovating the building we're in and there's no real storage.
Well, yeah. There's nothing to put anything anywhere right now.
Nope.
The kind of funny because the next point is the meat grinder, and to me, the meat grinder doesn't only talk about what's in the store, and I'll talk about what started the whole meat grinder saying around
Two words that are
D2C.
offensive to me.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Yeah, whatever.
Being in the industry as long as I have, anyways. But the
6 months.
meat grinder is not only what we go through daily at the store or weekly at the store or whatever, but it's also getting product ready, making sure that you guys have merch and apparel, which we'll get to a little bit later. Getting all these other steps that are going to help perpetuate the takeoff of the Deadwood Tobacco Chasing the Dragon into another level. So the meat grinder, my favorite story about the meat grinder, and Ethan can kind of attest to this. So there was a conversation that was going on about a potential person that wanted to work with us. They wanted to be able to join said team.
Hey, EB, before you start this, if I'm right, is this the same particular person that came back to celebrate?
Yes.
And then attacked our Jolly Green Giant over here?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, I thought so.
So there's a dual.
We're going to add value here.
Yeah, there's a dual part to this story.
Yes.
But anyways, I'm just sitting there doing my own thing. He has a, I don't know, quasi interview, just kind of a touch base interview and back. And the question, what was the question that was posed, Ethan?
The question that was posed, well, to kind of set it up, the interview happened where I asked, why do you want to work at Deadwood Tobacco? And this person said, well, man, I just think this is a really laid back environment.
Wait a minute, Ethan, back up. You didn't even want to get that far.
I did not. No. I just felt something off. Like this is not going to be a good fit on a bunch of different levels.
Look, I'm not going to throw you underneath the bus, but I remember this. Since I don't have kids, this is as close as I can get to a story with kids. So you might appreciate this because you got 4. You know how you tell your kids to do something and they're like, why me? Why me? I don't want to do it. Why me? I'm not saying you whined like a kid, but I'm saying you whined like a kid.
Yeah, I said, look, Bill, I'll do it, but I don't want to do it.
And the only reason why I asked him to is because we weren't getting any, so I was like, hey, at least for practice.
Yeah. I mean, you're filtering out. I mean,
right.
You can filter out from just a resume alone, and then when you talk to the person, it's filtered out even more.
Hey,
but,
we got the cover letter and resume, so that's step 1.
That is step 1. That's a step that half of them don't even want to take.
Applause.
Yeah, you don't have an applause.
Okay, sorry.
Yet?
She comes in, and I said, why do you want to work at Deadwood Tobacco? Well, I just feel like this is a really laid-back environment. You get to talk to people, you get to smoke. And I said, well hold on. What makes you think that this is a laid-back environment? She said, well, I've just been here during the week, and it's just so relaxing. And I said, have you ever been here not in the middle of the week? And she's like, no. I said, man, the problem is this is a meat grinder.
Which I love so much.
I don't.
What's your definition of the meat grinder? Like what when you're looking like on a Friday, Saturday night, when you're sitting there and you're in the depths of this busy ass night, what do you see as the meat grinder? Because I know what my version is. I think I know a little bit of what Bill's version is. Grimes has no fucking clue yet. I mean, he does in a sense that he's worked at a busy bar, but what's your definition of the meat grinder?
She did.
My definition of a meat grinder, kind of the time in my life when I coined the phrase was, in your 20s, you're trying to figure out who you are. Mm-hmm. And then in your 30s, you're just busy about getting after it. When the 40s come around, sometimes...
But we're talking about the beginning of the 50s here.
Well,
yes.
That's what just happened to me. In the 40s, though, man, a lot of times you've got a career, you've got some pressure, you're trying to hold on to some money, maybe you got a wife and kids, and the pace of life starts to escalate, and you start to feel it pulling at you. Mm-hmm. And that is the meat grinder. Someone's perspective after they're 40-something is completely different than the person they were when they're 20. And so it all has to do with pressure, right? When pressure pushes and applies the pressure to you, you either fall apart or you shift down, man.
Right.
You find
you
another
get
gear.
smushed out.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, because my version of the meat grinder, especially being in obviously the industry so long, is your head is constantly on a swivel. You're not just taking care of one person, and you're not just saying, hey, I want to get you a beer, and that's going to be it. You're taking 3 orders while you're getting this person a beer. You're saying a price over to this way. You're making sure that everybody's taken care of at once. You're also looking in the humidor to see if Grimes is in the humidor, then I'm going to jump over to the Grimes spot to make sure that I can get that. If not, I'm going to make sure that the people at the counter that are on the cigar side know that I'm available to take care of them on the bar side to ring up their cigars. And you're doing 17 things at once, but you're doing it in a nice, calm,
You
relaxed
forget the
way.
only thing you're doing is dancing.
Oh, it's obviously the ballet of the industry.
It's an amazing pirouette inside a shoebox. We do a lot of shipping.
Yeah, it's that's a really good way to put it, honestly.
Right?
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is.
A lot of dancing.
So, Grimes, what do you got? Less than 90 days at DTC. So tell us what it's like to be bouncing around as fresh meat on top of the meat grinder. Like, did you get a pinky torn off yet or something? Maybe, possibly. I don't know.
No, I haven't really. No,
I didn't think so. Nice try.
No, I haven't had a pinky torn off or anything.
Man,
Not even a pinky toe nail.
we got to try something here.
I like to kick the inside of the bar when I'm not paying attention. That has a lip on it.
What's the most pressing thing that you've come across? Like, what's the one thing that's just like, fuck, man?
Let's see if he tells the truth.
Yeah.
People coming into the humidor asking for things that
That you're not sure.
not real sure about.
You know what's amazing? He meant to say women, but he classified them all as people.
I don't know about that.
That's not what he told me.
No.
No,
There you
people.
go. I don't know the behind closed doors between you two, so
There's
There's
nothing
nothing
behind
in closed doors.
The
it's all
humidor
out in
has
the
glass
open.
doors.
Yeah, it's still a closed door. You can still see through it though. But so just like cigar knowledge, is that what you're trying to say? Like cigar
Yeah.
knowledge, making sure that like somebody comes in and is like, I like Cohiba Red Dot. I want something similar. Type
Right,
Of
and then
So you've been there about 7 weeks.
correct.
All right, so you learned how many lines?
2, 3,
You sure?
4,
Keep counting.
5.
Keep going.
what percent of the humidor have you smoked so far?
I couldn't even put that in percentage
No?
terms, to be honest with you. No.
Is it at least double digit?
Oh yeah.
All right, we got at least 10.
So when you're going back there to pick a cigar for yourself to see what the flavor profile is and get yourself more familiar with the whole inventory, what do you do? What's your criteria when you walk back there?
Training will kick in on this answer. Oh, shit. Speak.
I ask
Yeah.
I ask this behind or off the podcast to everybody. I ask Ethan all the time. I've asked Bill. I've asked Tash.
No, I understand that. What am I looking for when I walk into the humidor?
Yeah.
Based on
For your individual smoke at that individual time.
really based on what mood I'm in and kind of what flavor profiles I want. If I want something that's going to sit on the back of my tongue or
Keep going. You're good.
I'd
Like, do you ever go in there and just like mystery stick it?
yes.
Like, I've seen this wrapper and it's kind of cool or whatever, and I have no idea what the fuck it tastes like, so I'm going to get this one so I know a little bit more about this one.
I've done that a few times, yes.
No way.
No?
No.
He has not?
I shall not.
Oh, well, you shall not, but you
No,
know
I
more
shall
about
not.
cigars.
I
than
can't do
anybody in
that.
there.
No, I can't do that. No.
Because, I mean, it's like tasting beer. It's like, just pour me the pint because I've had worse things in my mouth, and I'll do the whole thing anyways. It could be, one of the sticks that I'm not that fond of, but I'll still smoke the whole thing just so I know a little bit more about what that stick is.
No.
Expound.
There's only so many minutes in a day for me to enjoy the tobacco that caresses my palate. And after so many years of learning and reading and talking and being educated by people more knowledgeable than me, I too reflect upon my mood, what I ate and what I drank before I even step into that humidor.
Right.
I shall not interrupt my day with a mystery.
But there was a time in your life where you didn't have this
Dude, that's why I got
particular stick or
married.
that
I didn't
particular
want a
stick.
mystery.
No, yeah, I get that. But I'm just saying, back in the day, there was a particular time in your life that you hadn't had this kind of stick or this kind of stick.
But I
and you
still
were-
went into the humidor based upon the knowledge I just read and what I was looking for in that particular genre.
Okay.
So I would have been studying Cameroon rappers at that time, so I would have went across the border and all Cameroon. And I would have studied that. Then I would have studied Ecuador and whatnot and so forth, and different shades of Maduro and whatnot.
Right. But that's So that's a very
and a whatnot.
and a whatnot. That's a very educated way to go about the whole ladder thing. But if you're coming in absolutely kind of blind,
No, that's how I came in blind.
yeah. I'm saying
I
that's
read in Braille.
right, but that was your lineup, the way you did things. I mean, I've taken mystery sticks here and there.
That's what you do.
Just
That's
to-
cool.
Yeah.
I was just saying I don't. I
Right.
can't. No.
What do you base it on now?
What I eat in the morning.
What do you eat in the morning?
Yeah. Now, if I'm going to do a new stick, that's about as close as I'll come to a mystery stick, and that'll always be the first stick in the morning.
So you have a fresh palate to taste it
Yeah,
with?
just so I can taste what the hell's going on.
Right.
Not that I know.
Right.
But I definitely know I'm not going to take a pencil and taste lead. Or take an orange peel and rip it across my teeth to go, ooh, zesty.
No.
Who's
But you're also the kind of person that I've seen just snap one because you're not happy with it, or it's not the style, or it's not the profile, or
See, that's the part I like saying. It's an agricultural product, and sometimes things just don't work out, so why waste the time?
that is fair. That is fair. I'm just of that, that genre. I don't know if it's because I'm a dad.
Nah,
or a
man, I
bartender
grew
or
up.
what.
I grew up in a blue collar way. Toledo was nothing more, and Philly was nothing more than blue collar all the way through both spots. So I don't have the patience. I've afforded myself this hobby and this luxury lifestyle that is called cigars, just like every one of us on this podcast and behind the podcast and everybody listening to the podcast. I'm just at the point where I'm not gonna fight any particular cigar anymore.
Right.
I just won't.
I think it I liken it to like the kids when I get the kids when they were younger. I got the kids McDonald's or whatever. I would eat my McDonald's, but I would also count on the fact that there's probably going to be half a Big Mac over here. There's going to be 3 chicken nuggets left over there, and there's going to be something over there. And I just spent all this money on these guys when I don't have a whole lot of money. So I'm going to eat those fucking fries. I'm going to eat that half of a Mac.
Yeah, but that's your meal, dog. You're a daddy.
Yeah.
See, I
same
wouldn't-
way when I pay for a stick though.
See, that's the difference. I wouldn't go to McDonald's. I'd take all that money and I'd put it in an envelope.
Super irrelevant, but yes.
No, and then I'd eat pistachios.
I'd eat pistachio.
Motherfucker, I couldn't afford a pistachio until I was 38.
That's not the point, dude. I'm older than you, and I didn't start eating them until I was 40.
I get it.
I had to wait till my wife got a discount on them and had points saved up.
Oh, fuck.
No. That would be fornicate again.
That would be fornicate again. God, fornicate. Just
But there is a
keeps
word of
coming
the
around.
day.
What's that?
A word of the day.
Fortuitous?
Oh, you slipped it in, but you didn't use it in a sentence.
I did before, yeah.
No, you didn't.
Sure I did.
No, because the banana was not fortuitous to the grape.
How would timing for a banana be to a grape?
Relative, my friend, to hitting a home run.
Now we're just going off the rails.
And Ethan gets us back on the agenda.
Yeah, he does. that was very sly. Thank you for putting that up there.
Wow. Boys, get back on your horse and head towards the North Star. Watch it circle again. We'll be back and sponsored by your local cornflake commercial.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So last week, me and Bill went down to Vegas for the TPE convention. Tell us a little bit about the TPE convention versus the other conventions that we frequent. What do you think is the whole?
Well, TPE is sponsored by Phillips and King, right? That's their big trade show. Half of it's cigars, half of it is, yeah. You got to follow the red line all the way. Not the blue one like you
Right.
did. You followed the blue line.
It took me forever to figure
Yeah.
out that the blue was vape shit. And the
He
red
couldn't
was
even.
cigar
Hey,
shit.
y'all can't see his shoes, but he always wears one blue shoe, one
Yeah,
red
red
shoe.
shoe.
He didn't even notice the carpet was split down the middle, blue and red. Blue was for the vape CBD.
Yep.
Red was for the cigars, and I had to point it out to him on the second full day.
Yeah, second full day, I was like, "Oh no, shit, really? All right, now I know where I'm going."
Yeah, couldn't have been spelt out more easy.
No,
But-
well, I mean, yeah,
but for the
not my
shop-
element at all.
For the shop, for us, it's good to go then because of who we deal with and the actual honest deals you get at that time period
Yep.
will come in at a time period when I need them at a time period.
Well, and it was interesting.
Time period.
Right. It was interesting for me as the newer employee to come in there and realize how many relationships had been set over how many years of doing what you do. And holy shit, how do you keep everybody straight? Remember names? I can't remember names from the time I shake your hand and say, I'm Pierce, who are you? To the time that you ask for a beer from me. No clue. And you know all these people for numerous amount of events and years, and
It's a fist bump.
it's a fist bump.
It's a fist bump.
It's a fist bump. It's a fist bump, a handshake, or a hug. Depends on.
Yeah, that's it.
So while we were there, we talked to a couple of different people. We got some exciting things that were talked about. Shaking hands, meeting people. But I think the favorite part of it was not only on that, but on the other side, making, just cruising around a town that I thought that I would absolutely not enjoy anyways. I'm not a crowd person. I'm not a gambling person. I don't drink. It's just one of those towns that I was like, what in the hell does this have in store for me?
See, Grimes has been to Vegas. He's over there looking at you like, man.
Yeah.
But he didn't get the low down darty.
No.
He didn't get the WB.
WB.
Yeah, man, you got to wear short sleeve shirts. Show your tattoos. Got to do things like that at a fancy steak joint. Right in the middle when everybody stares
Right
at
in
you.
the middle, yeah. And everybody's staring at you like you are like the sore thumb. Like you walk into an old bar and the record skips and everybody turns their fucking head and looks at you.
Dude, that was kind of funny because we just literally sat down and made a comment about that. And there was a lady at the table next to us. And she's like,
Hey, Bill.
I'm like, hello? Trying to figure out who this lady was.
Who the hell do I know in Vegas? Right on the table next to us.
Right? I'm like, hey, what's up? Couldn't get the wheels going, then it kicked in. They have the vape shop in town in Deadwood.
Oh.
So they were there having
So
dinner.
they were there.
Yeah, and it was in Old Town Vegas. That's what was trippy.
Which is funny because I did not see them the whole convention.
Nah,
that was
not
the
one
only
bit.
time
Nope.
that I saw those guys. But what a interesting place it looked like. And this is the one reason that I'll bring it up. It looked like an old school gangster style.
Rat
Smoke
Pack.
a cigar, drink your wine, have your pasta. Rat Pack kind of just, it was sweet.
That was from a customer of ours when we were going out there one year. He's like, you got to go to this place. Man, you walk in and you're like, man, I don't know, hold on to my pockets. And you get to the back and you go upstairs. Next thing you know, you're like walking down that brick little alleyway.
Yep.
And you're like,
Yeah. Well, and it's unassuming too because
Yeah.
it is like the biggest.
he's snapping pictures, like
dive bar
click, sending it
casino.
back to his lady. Click,
Yeah.
click, look around. I'm mafioso. Click, 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 click.
Yeah, it's like
Click.
hidden.
I'm like, yo, try your salad. Click.
Yeah, it's hidden in this
Click.
in this huge dive bar kind of setting, and people are doing flair bartending and shit like I used to do back in the day that I couldn't hold up to these guys for nothing.
Dude, we had 3
Nothing.
waiters for 2 of us.
Yeah, and then you get up to this
nice.
super classy 3-waiter, pretty much brushing the crumbs off your.
You know how
crotch.
like you take a sip of water and he puts more ice back in? And you're like, man, dude, I'm going to pee all night. That's what it was like. It was
Yeah.
that much water.
Yeah,
But
it
we
was
were
Just one
drink-
after another.
But we were drinking coffee,
coffee and espresso and
cake,
yeah,
and pasta,
and pasta and
steak.
and
some other stuff.
yeah.
It was food.
Food.
No, it's just an interesting time, and the people watching in Vegas is far more phenomenal than I thought it would be.
Then we went walking for sweatshirts for your children.
Yep.
And we found a pizza joint that was a cigar lounge.
Even better.
It was a bar.
Yeah,
It was weird.
Chicago
It was
Brewing
weird,
Company
bro. It was
in
weird.
one of the
It was weird.
casinos, and he was like, let's go get some Chick-fil-A or something, and I was like, you know what? There's a brewery, and breweries always have good food.
Hold on. Nostalgia.
They normally
here.
do.
Chick-fil-A in Vegas, walking that beat is a nostalgic DTC thing that you broke.
Yeah, but
We had a cigar bar with pizza.
Yeah,
It was great. And potato skins.
and potato skins. It was really good, and a 22-ounce fresh, like poured from a tap root
beer.
Oh,
Dude, I burped.
fuck, man, it was so good.
And they had a decent selection of cigars. You could pick one out, and you sat there and you smoked it, and you had some food. And we had our root beer, and a couple hours went by, and then we went walking and watched people dance and sing in the open air public forum.
Yeah,
That's always fun.
Well, you had some people.
You'll be
that were-
there this year.
Yeah. Some people that were dancing, and some people that were just kind of jerking in motions that you didn't really understand.
Wasn't sure if that was the drugs.
Yeah. Could have been
More
the
than
drugs.
likely the drugs.
Or them just making really cool little things with palm leaves. Here you go.
Origami for
72
$27. 72, you bought one? Wait, weren't you getting 6 bracelets put on you?
I was getting 6 bracelets.
I kept walking.
This dude had me
I kept
pinned
walking.
down.
That's my boss. I got to go.
Yeah.
I'll take another one. That's my boss. I got to go. Here, put another one on. They're all the same color.
Should have told you never to fall
never-
into those people that stop you on the street.
Grimes.
I didn't really fall into
I
it.
never
He
knew
just-
somebody could believe that plastic was silver. And it looked black.
Shit.
He did. I'm not lying. And the dude was half his size. He could have just looked at him, swelled up, and went, I said no.
I could have just patted him on the head and said, "Sorry, fella, not going to buy anything today." And
I'm a
walked away.
big Viking. Ha ha.
I'm just a sweetheart. I had to say, I had to make him feel like he was important before I told him I had no money.
You could have just said, dude, look at my shoes. I'm colorblind. Doesn't that tell you enough?
I can't tell what these damn bracelets are. I'm colorblind, man.
So you go to Vegas, you had some good food, and then we walked some booths. What was the most interesting conversation you had while sitting on your derriere at the TPE show while masked
Masked up.
down because
Down,
you're
it was
smoking a
down.
cigar?
The most, I just realizing how much, like I said the last podcast, about how much of a all-inclusive thing this is and kind of like a little quiet society of people. That's what I noticed the most. I mean, you're looking at, and you're not just looking at reps, you're looking at cigar heads, you're looking at Arroyo and you're looking at Lazuka and you're looking at,
That's the same family.
I mean, yeah, but you know what I mean? You're looking at all these people that
You saw Miguel.
are game players, are shakers and movers in the industry, and you're just sitting
Saw
there having
Mr.
a
Room
regular ass
101.
conversation with them.
That's right.
Yeah.
You'll have those regular ass conversations.
Yeah, and they're just it's just a nice laid back environment, and basically talking shit and oh, what do they call it?
Save your tip money.
Yeah,
It's good for gambling.
It's good for gambling.
Yeah, your wife don't have to know. Whoops, that's
until she watches
Until
this.
she watches this.
don't let her. Just say you're not on it. Just
Okay.
it got destroyed
that's
in
how that
a
works.
snow tornado.
The reels got messed
Just
up.
got lost somehow.
So we've also got, besides all that, we did our orders. We went there to Vegas, and then getting back, was a hell of a flight from Minneapolis. We got stuck there for an extra 4 or 5 hours. That was cool. It kind of wrapped the whole experience up in a nice little package for us. But upon getting back, got to see the sales of the Dragon.
Climb a
Fortunately,
little bit.
yeah, fortunately enough for us, the special event that was supposed to take place that we'll kind of touch on again here after a little bit is the Snowcross got moved from the weekend that we were supposed to get back, which was last weekend, until the 4th and 5th of March. Give it a little bit more time to get some snow collected and everything else.
Yeah, but speaking about things like that, right, on Friday night, this is the neat thing about the meat grinder. The guys that were already back at DTC getting ground up on Friday told you to stay at home and let you get some rest, so that way you didn't have to work.
Yes,
And you still got paid. That is the meat grinder.
that is a meat grinder. There's a lot of reward. There's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of reward. If you're willing to put in the work, there's a lot of reward.
Right?
I will say
Gotta
that.
be a team player.
Right.
And what was happening back in Deadwood when you guys were gone?
You guys were banding up the rest of the 40% of the dragons that we need to sell yet.
Meanwhile, back in Deadwood.
Meanwhile, in Deadwood.
Meanwhile,
In a far
I
off
was.
voice in the distance.
Didn't we cover that last time?
Yes.
Meanwhile, in Deadwood. Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
meanwhile.
Yeah, you got to finally see Boss is gone. Oh shit, Boss is coming back. What do we clean? What do we clean? What do we clean?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Is that what they told you?
No.
No, that's what I said before I left.
What'd you do when I was gone, Grimes?
Rolled bands and cleaned.
What'd you roll?
Rolled
I don't
bands
think
on cigars.
I don't think you know what you rolled.
I said rolled bands on cigars.
That's not what Tony
that is a
said.
great
Stash said he
picture.
did it on. I believe that because Stash.
That's fine.
Stash-
Believe Stash. That's all right.
Stash probably did 80% of them for sure. But that's our little production.
Well, in actuality, he only worked a half a day that I was gone.
Who's that? Stash or Grimes?
Grimes, Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That
Tuesday,
is true.
Wednesday he was off.
We had contests to make sure we could who could roll the fastest box out of there, whether it was with this stick or pectin or spit, whatever. No, I'm kidding. We did not use spit.
Did we cover how many?
No, but we got some good pictures you can see of our rolling facility that we have here at Deadwood Tobacco Company.
And you don't want
we got to transform our shop into that.
This is part of our philosophy that we do more with less. So we do have a small facility which is going to be growing into a floor at one particular time this year.
Sponsored by the U.S. Marine Corps, because they always did more with less.
That is correct. That was a shameless plug by the United States Navy.
Yeah.
But that is true.
So you were rolling bands the whole time we were gone there, Stash?
Yeah, pretty much. The only day I didn't roll bands was on a Wednesday because I had some stuff to do. And
so, Stash, you put on, 6,000 bands in that production facility?
I'd probably say I put on around 3.5 or so, and then the rest of the team took care of the rest between customers and everything else.
And that production facility can house 5 band stations?
Yes, it can.
That's amazing. That is amazing. How'd you guys put that together so quickly?
You just figure it out and do what you got to do.
Customer come in, sorry, you're going to have to stand over there. Cause
improvise, over, adapt, and a come.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Literally half the building was turned into a band rolling station. Luckily, it is winter, and we weren't as busy as we normally would be.
Right.
But that work you guys did create such a windstorm of emotion towards the end of the month for the team.
Yes, it did.
And finished strong for the end of the month as well.
Yeah, you got a little kickback.
Yeah. And the whole thing is, if you're sitting here listening to this podcast, watching this podcast, whatever you're doing, you're probably, if you're smoking a Deadwood Tobacco Company Chasing the Dragon, you're probably smoking one of those that Stash or one of our other fine people put wrappers on, or put the labels on.
Grimey Grimes did, Consuela did,
Rico
you did,
yeah.
Ethan did, Rico, Paco.
Yeah.
Paco did.
So other than that, we also have.
When Grimes came in on his day off,
he did come on it. Yeah,
I did come in on one of my
he
days
showed
off.
up like, "Yo, I'm getting away from my kids. I got everything covered. I'm down with this."
he's like, I don't even have to do anything. If you guys want me to just sit here, that's fine. Just tell her that I rolled some cigars.
Yeah, just tell her I did something.
Can you hurry up and take a picture? And then in 5 minutes, I'm gonna take my shirt off and take another one.
I don't think anybody wants to see me with my shirt off.
No, I meant your long sleeve.
Oh, that's coming out in the DTC calendar for 2023.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, it's for a good cause.
What's the cause? I mean, we're all on the edge of our seats.
Oh, you shouldn't be. I mean, if we were gonna do a calendar shirtless, it would have to be with Shorty's Pit Bulls.
Oh,
There we go.
Yeah, but only in a banana yellow Speedo, so they could see the actual fear in our eyes.
I don't want to see the fear in their eyes when they open up that calendar.
Because imagine, you got a camera facing the dog, you got a camera facing us, and you got Shorty throwing a ball right between your man spread. And as soon as the dog goes, click, 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 and they take the best 3 pictures of each one, and they mirror them for that month. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine the fear and the hunger at the same time on that month? What a dichotomy.
Or you could just have you could just have Shorty come through and like open it up like a dog door on the front hand side, just smiling, waving. Hey,
that would be the front of the calendar. How you open it?
Just Shorty underneath the kilt.
No, and then the back of the calendar is Shorty hitting with his bottle of wine to tap you just in case you walk by.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And the dog doesn't get you, he does. That's my boy Shorty Rossi.
Shorty Rossi.
Check out his charities. He does a lot of amazing things. Actually,
He does. And if you come into DTC, you can come into the back window area and look at all of our empty boxes. We do sell those, and we do give those to charity.
Do you see what Shorty did? He was kicked off a flight right from Delta, and he fought them in the court system, not for cash, but to change a policy, because he has the only pit bull to go anywhere since he needs a service dog.
Yep.
So he won that. I think that was like 2019-ish, beginning of 20.
Yeah. Didn't he get the law changed in Denver as well?
Yeah, man, that was like a 20-year battle.
Yeah.
Him and another couple groups did that. I forget those other groups. Sorry, shameless plug. You're affiliated with Shorty Rossi. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean,
But yeah,
2 of us have pit bulls in this thing, and proud to have them. And
a lot of us have dogs. Here.
yeah,
All of us actually.
all of us have dogs here.
Well, who doesn't have a dog? We all have dogs.
We all have dogs.
We're dog loving, beard
Just saying,
wearing.
the ones that are here
married-
have dogs. I was not wrong.
My dog.
You know what?
I don't count
On the
that
next,
thing.
Well,
on the next
Stash
hire,
has a quarter of a dog.
you got to have a dog, facial hair, in a committed long-term relationship, found Christ in your heart, and have an obscure talent.
Like turning your feet around.
And tying a cherry stem is not obscure. We all can do that.
I don't know if I can do that.
And you can't do things on the back cooler with a pastor.
So, anyways, merch, right? Am I right? So, also, we do have an extensive line of merch. I was saying that to introduce the Deadwood Tobacco Company, Chasing the Dragons, earlier before we even got on the podcast. But what kind of merch do we have available right now for like T-shirts and stuff?
Come on, Grimes. You know you put it all away.
Yeah, you're there. You're the
That's your
apparel guy.
department, Grimes.
Start talking, homie.
What we got?
What we got?
So we have the Chasing the Dragon long sleeve shirts and T-shirts.
You can look at the TV.
Sweet. Now I feel like an idiot.
It's okay.
We have the artsy long sleeve, the dragon hoodie, the artsy short sleeve, and the blue shop shirts.
Those are all brand new items.
Those are all brand new items. We still have the older items. We do have the black and silver.
We should say those are the new
Shop
items
shirts.
for the first quarter. Mm-hmm. Because we have the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter items too. All new stuff coming out this year.
I was going to say, what kind of new apparel do we have coming out? I mean, I know we got the Dragon hoodies now. We got the Dragon shirts. We've got all kinds of new stuff. That blue shop shirt is my new favorite.
Grimes said, you got the artsy fartsy long sleeve. You got your favorite blue pinstripe now. Later on in the year, we'll come out with some other items we're working on. We can't just give them away in case those items can't be found.
Right.
And then we sound foolish.
Well, and especially in this climate and trying to get
We sound
something-
foolish enough.
Well, yeah. Trying to settle down something to actually be able to get said shirts and make sure that everything's going to be available for everybody. And we do go through quite a bit
Chick
of apparel.
shirts.
Chick shirts.
That's the hardest thing in the world to find.
Right.
We get it, and then you go back the third time to order, and they're like, yeah, that's discontinued. You can have this stretchable orange one that's see-through.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Or some of the other ones that we've been looking at, trying to find the perfect mix of
They have a new cut.
a new cut.
Yeah, you know how like they had the husky cut for guys with bellies? That was your normal cut. Mm-hmm. And then they had that cut where it comes in like an hourglass for guys. I forget what they call that.
Like Sport Fit or whatever.
Whatever they call it. Now they got a new cut.
Dad bod?
No, man, it's called These
That's
Effing
like the
Shirts
perfect
Don't
one.
Fit.
These fucking
These
shirts.
fucking
don't fit.
shirts.
I don't know what these new shirts were this dude said, right? But
Oh, they were bad.
I mean, look, I ain't gonna lie. I tried it on the store. I was like, all right, this works. I got a long sleeve on. I'm gonna wash this thing. So I went home. I washed that shirt, and I was all happy. I ironed it up. I was gonna wear it to work. Like, yeah, got a new flannel, dude.
It shrunk.
I never saw a button eclipse my belly button before, but I swear I saw it that time. It was amazing.
You just leave that one unbuttoned, man. It's all good.
Dude, there was no way it was going to be unbuttoned.
No?
Nah. Because, like, after I realized that, I felt like there was 2 saw blades underneath my armpits cutting away.
Yuck.
Yeah. And then my biceps got big, and I knew that was a false thing.
Well, that's the good thing. I mean, at least we try the shit that comes in.
I actually
and
thought
make sure that it's decent quality.
the best quality of that shirt, when it made my biceps look like real biceps, I was like, man, that's a new concept. Like the jeans that make your butt look like a butt.
Sure.
I was like, these are for men. It makes your biceps look like biceps. We could market this.
But you can't do the biceps and the belly in the same thing, though.
Well, we haven't mastered that idea yet
okay,
here in China. Yeah, it was a little difficult.
So since the last thing, like I mentioned before, the dates for some or one of the special events has changed. Is that March 4th and 5th, Ethan? Yes. Yeah. So March 4th and 5th now is the spring event that's coming up second now. Yeah, because we have what's the first one? We got Mardi Gras coming
25th, 26th of February.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And then the Snowcross is now rescheduled for
4th and
the
5th of
4th
March.
and 5th of March. And then St. Patrick's Day,
Flow that into the 18th and 19th.
the 18th and 19th. We'll be gone a little bit in the middle there.
Yeah, you're going on the DR trip.
DR
to learn
trip.
things about the cultural standpoint of tobacco.
Absolutely, and smoke some good cigars.
Yeah, so you can learn a little bit more. You're going to take that experience down there and enjoy that trip.
I sure will. So we've got all these coming up. We've got Ashton sponsoring one. What's Snowcross being sponsored by? Aladino
How did you
still,
win
or?
that? You won that trip by the greatest sales?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's exactly how I got that.
Congratulations on that.
Is Aladino
You
still
sold
doing
some.
Snowcross?
Yeah, Aladino is still doing Snowcross. Mike Watman's coming in for that. He's going to be here. He's a long time rep in the industry. He used to work for Ashton for 20-plus years.
Got to meet Mike down there.
Yeah, he's a different breed, man. He's going to be fun.
Good dude. And then we got Ashton for St. Patrick's Day and CLE in the middle.
No. Don't get
Whoa.
your things crossed, bro.
What? What did I miss?
Mardi Gras is Ashton.
Mardi Gras is Ashton.
Dragon is St. Patrick's. That's a double dragon coming out.
Yes.
The double sweet.
I just get mixed
The
up
double
because
sweet, the
Maxwell's going to
double
be there,
sweet.
and I'm fucking super excited to see Maxwell. He's a super
So you
good
know,
dude.
why don't you take your little go-kart and head up to Minnesota and hug him?
I would if I could.
I should have said penny racer.
Yeah, it is kind of a
Racer.
little tiny penny racer. So we do have those special events coming up. So if you are in the area, we'd love to see you down at the shop. Make sure you come by and say hi. If you're not going to be in the area, you can always order online at deadwoodtobacco.com. We'd be happy to fill your orders. Consuelo's standing by to make sure those get filled. You can give us a call if you have any.
Don't mess this
No,
up.
I'm not going to mess it up.
You are.
I'm good on this one.
It's right there on the screen.
Yeah, you're going to give us a call if you have any questions about flavor profiling or anything like that, or if you don't have the internet, which you wouldn't be watching this if you didn't have the internet. So just
Go
go on the
Brandon.
internet. It's way easier. That number is wrong up there. It's actually 605-722-1510. Thanks a lot, graphic guy.
We wanted to see if your triple bifocals were working.
Working.
Yeah, no, I got it
And
on
they
that
are.
one. And then make sure you check out Podbean. That's where you can find all of our newest podcasts. Podbean will be supporting our video. We'll also be getting just the audio form down to the other podcast, whatever you listen to, if you listen to Apple or Stitcher or anything like that. We're working on that as well. So hopefully we'll be able to get you on more mediums and you'll be able to either listen to us or look at our ugly mugs while we sit here and fumble through podcasts in the future. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are Deadwood Tobacco Company, Chasing the Dragon, sponsored. And we are Deadwood Tobacco Company.
Home of the
Blowing
Cracker
smoke.
Jack.
Blowing smoke. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll hope to see you next time. Peace. Handsome Pierce out.
Light bulb.
Beers.